we've been teasing it all morning. Which player is most likely to not be a Maple Leaf next year?
Non-Connor Brown division, apparently.
Yeah.
This is the non-Connor Brown competition.
Are you convinced Connor Brown is?
I don't think anyone thinks he'll be here next
I think a lot of people on Twitter are convinced.
Maybe we thought it was too easy.
A lot, but just to be fair, Mark, a lot of people on Twitter are convinced of a lot of things that aren't true. So,
Hold on, as I open up my mentions here. I can't read that one on the air. Okay, so the four options: William Nylander, one of Janssen, Kapanen, Marlowe, or Kadri. Right now, again, the results they're the same from the last segment. 42% say Janssen or Kapanen. I'm not surprised with that. And what I said to start the show, is there one guy that kind of screams to you, he's not going to be part of the team? And Mark, you thought about it. Gord, you didn't have to think about it. You feel pretty good about who?
well, I don't feel good about it. I just think that despite whatever guarantee was given to William Nylander, and there's some dispute about what exactly Kyle Dubas said to him. Did he say, I won't trade you this year? Not ever. I don't think he ever said, I won't trade you ever, or I won't trade you as long as I'm here. My understanding was the guarantee was he wouldn't be traded. It wouldn't be a sign and trade. Mm-hmm. Nylander gets an $8.3 million signing bonus on July 1st. He makes $700,000 in salary for the coming year. Over the next 5 years, you owe him $25 million in cash after July 1st this year. So that's $5 million a year against a cap number of $7 a year. I just think he's too appealing. Despite the bad year he had, I still think there's a market for him. You'd get a lot for him, and at the end of the day, it would be their way out. Because if he comes out and starts to struggle next year, then what? If he gets off to a bad start next year, then what?
Value drops.
Well, the value becomes almost none. I mean, now you're stuck with him for another year. And I like William Nylander a lot as a player. I just think his contract makes the most sense. Now, Kadri's got a great contract, too, to trade, but I think that's the reason you don't.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think the reason you don't trade him is he's on such a good contract. You need some of those.
And does it help that he got suspended in a way? Like, I know it's repeating and like, has he learned anything? But you also saw this is our team without him. And I don't know if that's the difference between beating the Boston Bruins or not in that series, but it didn't help. Right? Like having William Nylander as your third line center was not better than having Nazem Kadri as your third line center.
Yeah, and I would say the odds of Nazem Kadri getting suspended in the playoffs again are pretty low.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Hold on, let's check the tape. I feel like we said that last year, but yeah.
No, I agree. I think Nas as a third line center on this team they win. They win keeping that guy. For what his contract is, the value he brings. He's in the last couple of years has improved incredibly as far as his defensive game has gone. He's shown that games against Edmonton and Connor and whatnot. I would say I think Nas is, I would assume, safe. But for me, I would guess between Janssen and Kapanen, I would guess Janssen, and mainly just because of him still being so young to the organization, at least to the big club. I know he spent some time in the minors, but I just feel like he had a good year. Was a 20 goal scorer.
Yeah.
He has a right to also want to stand up and say, I want what I deserve.
Yeah.
But I just think that where the team is financially and the amount of studs that are ahead of him, and I mentioned this earlier, going back to like a Lou Lamoriello mentality of GMing, a player like this would not be able to come in guns a-blazing and tell a team or try to make it difficult on a team to sign him.
I wonder how emotionally invested Dubas would be, Mark, in a guy like Janssen, who was a guy he had in the Marlies. Now, the late Sam Pollock always said, never fall in love with horses or hockey players.
Right.
They'll just cost you money.
Right.
And so that's the Lou philosophy, right?
Right.
The Bill Belichick, coldly rational. Yeah. I don't care who you are. It's a business. And if you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah. Lou was very loyal to a lot of his boys, but then Jay Pendolf is a great example who eventually goes short end of the stick. And it was years later he had to make his own comeback, and he did so with Boston and the Islanders. But point being, there may be a bit of an alliance between Janssen and Dubas from the Marlies era, but that's just something that you can't. Not when you're GM in an NHL team can you really focus on.